Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Ethan, and this is another episode of Roster United. Actually, episode 31 to be exact. And today we are going to go in depth with not another character, but actually a box, the Blue Team box. Today we are going to be ranking my favorite heroes from least to greatest. And we are also going to take a look at the Blue Team special cool gameplay as well as their villain. So let's take a look and see who is actually good in this box. Let's jump right in. Alright, so let's take a look here at my number 5 character that we have analyzed. Again, if you don't really know a whole lot about these characters or, their symbols, obviously we will be going to repeat some of the information, the important information in these characters, but the full video and full in-depth is in some of the episodes in the past. Again, you can listen to those episodes wherever you listen to your podcasts. So if you haven't listened to those last episodes, especially talking about the characters in the Blue Team, you should definitely check that out. Anyway, if you have, let us continue with my number 5 character. This is Banshee. Now, Banshee, just to jog your memory, Banshee has 6 moves, 5 hits, 2 heroics, and 2 wilds. Not really bad stats, can move, can do his hits, not really good heroic character at all, and a normal set of wilds. He also has 4 2 symbol cards, which is actually pretty bad. It's not average, it's below average. And his abilities are okay, honestly. Um, Obviously he's a move and hit kind of guy, does his ability kind of level him out to be more of a heroic character or play in some different kind of style? Not really. Now, Banshee is actually really good. He has Sonic Blasts, and he has 2 of these cards that say deal 2 hits in an adjacent location. This is a great ability, gives him range, but it's just more hits. You pile these out, that's 4 extra hits plus his 6 original hit symbols cards. I mean, that's 10, you know? That's 10. And he has 6 moves, which is great. Or, excuse me, he has 5 hits, so plus the 4, that's 9 hits. Sorry about that. 9 hits with the 6 moves. Obviously, that's a really good balance. He can move, but if he can't move for some reason, no biggie. He's got the adjacent location. He also has Stunning Waves. Attach a stunned token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, your BAM is concealed. Their BAM is concealed, and the token is discarded. This is obviously really good for deflecting any BAM effect from a henchman or a villain. Now, the only problem is that when you're playing with this ability, like against the blue team, gold team expansion, the 3-on-3 heroes, which is honestly like my favorite. Um, what's it called? My favorite. Let me 1 second here. Now, what is it called? Challenge? Is it the challenge modes? Challenge mode? Modes, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Yes, the versus team mode. And if you play this card and you stop the hero or the villain from doing their BAM or a henchman, that doesn't affect the other team. It only if you stop their BAM, it also stops the BAM for the other team. So you're really just helping them out. This is an okay ability, but when you're playing just a normal game of Marvel United, this is a very powerful card. I guess the only reason that I don't like him so much is just his heroics. He doesn't have like he doesn't have any at all. He is definitely not a 2-player kind of team unless if the other character has lots of heroics or more moves and hits and things like that. So really, you need a well balanced out character to play with Banshee. And you can find those characters. There's tons of characters that can team up really well with Banshee, but just with what this box contains, there's some really good heroes. Banshee, I like him. He is really powerful, really good. I just think that the other characters in this box are just a little bit better. So let's continue now with the number 4 character. Now, the number 4 here that we have is Rogue. Here are her cards. Rogue has 3 hits, 3 moves, 4 heroics, and 4 wilds, alongside 3 2-symbol cards. Now, why do I have Rogue so high when she has pretty bad stats? I mean, Banshee is a lot powerful and has at least one more 2-symbol card. Well, I like Rogue because of her ability. I just love this ability. This is one of her abilities. Ability Absorption, which is obviously what Rogue does. The ability says this: use the special effect or special ability of another hero's face up card in the storyline. At the end of your turn, turn that card face down. That's just powerful. You have 2 of these cards. You can use anybody else's special effect. This could be absolutely powerful. There's some characters such as Black Panther or Wolverine that just gives him more, uh, symbols, more hits or heroics or moves or whatever. Basically, just feeds that character. What you can simply do is just play this and get yourself the same ability that Black Panther has. Okay, Black Panther, you can do a move in a heroic. I'm gonna do the same. Or what you could do is is drop an Iceman ability, correct? Right? You can drop a snowflake or a snowball, or I forgot what that ability is, and basically it stops from all players from moving from that location. Or you can stop the next BAM effect from a villain. You could do all sorts of things with this ability. It's just powerful. Obviously, you do need to have it out. You do need a good character to play along that has some pretty powerful things. Because even if the character is selfish, right? Meaning that their ability only works for themselves, not for the team, with Rogue, she can take advantage of that. And that can also be very useful in the 3v3s as well. She also has another power absorption card. She has 2 of these cards. It says use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's face down card in the storyline. At the end of your turn, turn that card face down. So she has the ability absorption, which lets her take any ability face up in the storyline, and she can use it. And she also has basically the action symbol absorption, where she could take all of the symbols at the bottom of the card and she can use them for herself. So you can easily use the double wilds if you're playing with them in the game. Obviously, for me, I don't play with the double wild. I don't play with the double wilds nor the single wild card. I take those out, as most of you already know. So how do I use this ability? Well, I could still use it in any way possible. You see, these 2 power absorption cards come with a hit and a heroic symbol. Not at the same, like one card has the hit, the other card has the heroic symbol. And basically, um, I can use the hit or the heroic alongside a move and a heroic or a move and a hit if that's played out. And as you know, move and hits, move and heroics are very valuable in this game, are really helpful. So, grabbing that alongside with the single hit or single heroic can be very, very nice. So that is why I like Rogue. She's not as powerful as a lot of other characters in the game, but I definitely enjoy playing with her, and she is also very, very fun and powerful ability. I do like that. I do like that a lot. All right, let us go now to the next character. Now, who is at number 3? Number 3 is none other than Jubilee. Now, Jubilee is a fun character to play. I've played with her multiple times, actually. Her stats is 6 moves, 2 hits, 6 heroics, and 3 wilds. She also has 5 2-symbol cards, and her abilities, I should say, are these. She has Explosive Light Blasts, 2 of these cards, with a move symbol at the bottom. The ability says deal 1 damage against up to 3 different targets in your location. This is really well. As you know, I don't like when characters such as Thor, for example, uses Mjolnir to, deal 3 damage to one villain or to a henchman, or just deals 3 damage to one uh, thing. I don't like that because sometimes you are wasting lots of power or lots of hits, excuse me. But at the same time, you're doing good if the villain is at the end of the game and you're ready to defeat him, and he has 3 power left. Use Thor, use that ability. But I don't like that. I like to use my hit symbols split as I want, so there I don't have to waste any other hits. Jubilee does that really well with up to 3 different targets. This is also really good for 3v3. As you know, you can actually, on one hero can damage the other hero on the other team. You cannot KO them, but you can drop them from getting, drawing up to 3 cards. You can knock them down to 2 cards or to 1 card even. So you're putting them against the corner, and that is really well. And Jubilee can do that. Imagine if she's in a big location with 3 or more people, she can easily use this ability with 3 different heroes if they're in her location, or hit 2 of the heroes in the other team and the villain or a henchman, anything like that. Amazing, very fun. This is truly a good ability. And she also has Phasonic Shields. Ignore the direct effects of your next villain BAM effect that would affect you. It can still affect other heroes. This is also really good for protecting herself, not her team, just herself. So she can go in a location where everybody's like, I don't really want to be here. Okay, because if I'm here, I'm gonna die. But Jubilee's not gonna do that. Jubilee is a strong character, can definitely do it. Doesn't have a lot of hits, but with her explosive light blast, she could definitely target lots of targets, I guess you should say, and she can also stop from getting hurt. Fantastic character, very strong. Jubilee is my number 3. Now, who is my number 2? Because number 2, you know, now you're up there. Now you're up there in the ranks. You're at the top, top 3, whatever. Jubilee was a good pick, but who's better than Jubilee? Well, in my opinion, obviously, this is all just my opinion, because I have nothing better to do. Anyway, who is number 2 in this box? Well, it's none other than Cyclops. I love Cyclops. She is great. Actually, her stats say so as well. She has 5 hits, 6 moves, 2 heroics, and 3 wounds. She has basically the exact same um, count as Banshee, but why do I like her so much? Well, she has the average 5 2-symbol cards, and she also has a fantastic ability that just fits my style of play. She has a Phasonic Blast, 2 of these cards, which say attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, their BAM is concealed and the token is discarded. Isn't that just a great ability? It also sure it also helps if you're playing in the 3v3. It also helps the other team. But if you're just playing Marvel United just normal, this is a great ability to have. It stuns the villain or the henchman. It lets you basically have a free pass if the BAM comes up. This is very good ability, especially late in the game. I really enjoy playing with Cyclops, and not just because of that ability, but she also has telepathy, which says swap the previous hero card in the storyline with another hero card in the storyline. So basically, you can swap the card behind Cyclops and change it again. If you're playing with the double wilds, switch it back to the double wilds. Or if you're playing with someone who already played a hit and move, or a double move, or a double heroic, and you're at a location that needs any of those options, you can swipe the card behind you for that card that is already face up in the storyline. Very good stuff. And also in the 3v3, that ability is really powerful. Just trust me on that one. So if you're definitely going to play with the 3v3, just a quick timeout here in the episode. If you're going to play a 3v3, obviously the starting blue team is a great option for all of you. And you can play a 2v2 team, or you can play a 3v3 team. And yeah, it's just amazing. I really think you'll enjoy Cyclops and Jubilee if you play the 3v3. But you might also enjoy playing Rogue and Banshee, since they're also really good. Everybody in this box is really good. It took me a while to truly see who is in my top three, who is at the bottom two. It took me a while because I'm like, every character in this game, especially in this box, I should say, is really, really amazing. So I have to tip my hat off to all of them. But who is my favorite character in this box? It's none other than Gambit. Yes, Gambit. The 8 move, 4 hits, 3 heroic, and 3 wild character. He also has six 2 symbol cards. That is amazing. But I am just looking at how balanced this is. 3 heroics, that's average. 4 hits, that's above average. Moves, that exceeds expectations really well. So you have kind of heroics. If the heroics were a 4, it would be a little bit more balanced. But he's definitely a mover kind of character. But he's also a hitter. And why do I say that? Well, because there is this ability that I just love. I just love this ability. Actually, both of his abilities are really amazing. Let's do the first one, Master Thief. It says here, gain one wild token, and take one action token of your choice from each other hero. Very interesting. So basically, here you can steal somebody else's action token for each other hero. Gain one wild token and take one action token of your choice for each other hero. Oh, interesting. Okay, so basically you can choose one action token of your choice for every other hero. I guess that's playing. I'm not too sure. I probably have to search that up. I probably have to tell some other players about that because that is a little confusing. Does that mean all heroes in your location you gain one action token? I'm not too sure. But still, it sounds very powerful, I'm not gonna lie. And plus, you already get the guaranteed one wild token. That is really good. He has 2 of these cards, and if it's gain one action token for of your choice for each other hero in your location. If you're playing in a 3v3 and there's 5 heroes in Gambit's location, yeah, you're gonna get 6 total tokens for you to use. So definitely play out correctly. Time it well when you want to play this card. Very powerful ability. Now, why have so many tokens? Well, because if you discard any action tokens that you have, well, you can deal 3 damage in an adjacent location to any enemy. You can split it up however you'd like. That is his second ability, molecule acceleration. I believe that's what it says. Molecule acceleration. Yep, that's how you definitely say it. Shut up, leave me alone. Anyway, yeah. Discard any action token to deal 3 damage in an adjacent location. Isn't that just wonderful? Isn't that just a great ability to have? 3 damage, just discarding one little token. So, having someone like that's a distribution of tokens character that distributes tons of tokens, like Professor X. he's a great example. He gives out lots of tokens to people. If you can do that to Gambit, plus Gambit's own ability, he is a very powerful character. A big hitter, definitely, and a big mover. Maybe his stats doesn't say that, but his ability definitely does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just went through the entire ranking of the 5 heroes in the blue team. I hope you enjoyed that section, but we are not done yet. We are going to go and we're just going to talk just briefly about Mr. Sinister, the villain. Now, Mr. Sinister here, if you're playing with 2 players, it's 5 health, 3 players, 8 health, 4 players, 11 health. Special rules. Heroes without DNA sample tokens treat all special effects on their cards as blanks. Very interesting. So, basically, if you get DNA sample tokens, you treat all special effects on the hero cards as blanks. Alrighty. Now, how do you get DNA samples? Well, obviously, if you overflow. If one or more civilian or thug tokens can't be added to a location, take one DNA sample from one hero there. So overflow of course stinks, but in this case, if you're not in a location where you like, if it overflows and you're not in that location, you're basically safe. Nothing bad really happens. You're just safe. So it's kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. Anyway, that's one way to get a DNA sample. You also have obviously the BAM effect. Move each hero one location closer to Mr. Sinister. Then take one DNA sample from one hero in his location. Now that is kind of sucky, because Mr. Sinister not only takes one DNA sample from a hero in his location, but if he bams, you must be to be in the safe zone. You must be at least 2 locations away from Mr. Sinister, and that is hard to do, especially in a 3v3, 2v2, or just in a normal match of Marvel United. Mr. Sinister, every time he bams, he's gonna bring you one closer. He's going to move you one closer. Then he's going to take one DNA sample from a hero in his own location. So if you are adjacent in an adjacent location from Mr. Sinister, you have to watch out and take that extra move. You probably won't do much in the first couple of rounds. Maybe you probably won't do much in the entire game. So how do you basically beat this BAM? By working together. Make sure you be aggressive when you play Mr. Sinister. If you're not aggressive, what's going to happen is you're just going to waste time, and he's going to go through his entire master plan deck, and you're going to lose the game. You must be aggressive against this villain. Get as much done every round, even if it takes some of your life away. Still keep going. You still got to keep on chugging. Now, why? What's so bad about Mr. Sinister getting DNA samples? Well, it's because if he gains 9 DNA samples, Mr. Sinister immediately wins, and the heroes immediately lose the game. So, obviously, you have to be careful. You have to truly strategize where you're going to go with Mr. Sinister, and hopefully not dying or gaining any blood DNA samples or whatever in the process. Yeah, you heard me. Anyway, that is a very interesting villain. He is very tough. I've played against this villain, I think, twice or 3 times. Now, the reason the count is not higher when I play with this villain is not only because I have a losing record against this villain. Yes, I know I have a losing record. Yes, it really stinks. I've played against this villain maybe 2, 3 times around there. I've lost every single time because I haven't been aggressive. Now I just realized I have to be a little bit more aggressive when I play. Anyway, yeah, I'm 0-3 with this villain. It stinks. It's not that I quit, okay? I'm not a quitter, alright? I'm not. No, I'm not a quitter. The reason is just because, as you all know, uh, you know, uh, what is this game called again? Marvel United X-Men. Yeah, how can I forget? Anyway, Marvel United X-Men has tons and tons and tons of villains, tons and tons of heroes. I want to get some experience with every hero. I want to play it so I can be able to talk to you in depth with these heroes and villains. So, yeah, I try to play at least 3 times against a villain before I talk about it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not a quitters because there's a lot of content in Marvel United X-Men. So, yeah. Ow, I just hit myself right in the elbow. Anyway, I think that is everything. Oh no, actually, sorry, one more thing. One more thing before we end today's episode. It's the team versus team mode. As you know, every box has a mode. And I must say, like most of you might not know, or most of you do know, I like to play with modes. Sometimes I don't. Lots of times I don't. I do find some enjoyable, others it's just like, why? Why did you do this? Team versus team mode is not that. As you know, and as we're trying to do later in the podcast, is every time we go in depth with some of the heroes, like for example Gambit or Cyclops or Rogue, or anybody that has been in this box, which if you haven't seen those episodes, or not seen, if you haven't heard those episodes, please do so. Anyway, when we go in depth with these characters, now we have a whole segment that we talk about the team versus team mode. How good are they, in a 3v3 or in a 2v2? What's their down points? What's their high points? And if you're playing against a certain character, how can you defeat them? So, yeah, there's a lot to to process here. And team versus team mode is truly my favorite mode right now. It's the best mode out there. I thoroughly enjoy it. If honestly, if you have at the first Marvel United campaign boxes or expansions or whatever, or even just the base box, I recommend you finding somewhere online, like on eBay or on Amazon or whatever, try to find this team versus team mode or search it online so you can be able to play it because it is just phenomenal. It is fun. You can have a 2v2, 3v3 with any kind of heroes or anti heroes. It's just amazing. Now, I think there's only one rule. I think there's one rule. Oh no, that's different. Never mind. Sorry about that. No, okay, we're okay. We're oh wait. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. There's just some villains in there that you can't really play in a play against in a 2v2 or in a 3v3. Ugh, okay, there we go. There are some changes to some of the heroes' BAM effects or just way of winning. For example, if you are playing against Super Scroll, the heroes lose if they get a total of 4 KO tokens, even when playing with 6 heroes. So on a 3v3, the rules will obviously change. So you have to make sure you're following the directions on there, of course. But TV Team mode is one of the best modes, greatest modes, uh, truly my favorite. Again, we've dedicated a whole segment about it. It's just so much fun, and so much really more focused on who teams up with who better, and how can another squad or duo, go up against this duo or squad. And it's just fun. Lots of strategy, lots of hero combinations, lots of good combos there as well. So yeah, the hero mode, the villain, the heroes. Truly, this is one of the best boxes in my opinion, and I just love these minifigures. As you know, Simon does a fantastic job with these minifigs, and I just enjoy, you know, trying to put these characters back in the box. I love that. I love that so much. Why did I take all these characters out of the box? That is a decision I will regret for 10 minutes. Oh, but it's just a fun box, great content in here. If we're rating this out of a 5 like we usually do, this will definitely be a 5 out of 5 box. The last 5 out of 5 box I believe was the starting box, as well as the spy no the Thanos box as well, the Infinity Gauntlet, because that had the cool campaign challenge where you play 4 or 5 games in a row. that was truly the best box as well from the original campaigns. So yeah, this is the first 5 out of 5 box, the first box we've actually talked here in Marvel X-Men United series. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's been very fun to talk about these characters throughout the last, year and a half now. It's been a thrill, and I hope to continue providing more content. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Keep on playing. Keep on having a good time. And I hope you have a great day. See you later.